Hey guys, I'm Lazy Guy DIY, and today I'm going to show you how to make a serving tray that has copper inlay, epoxy, and even rosewood bow ties. So it's got a little bit of everything. You can mix it up if you want, but I'm going to show you how I made this one. Check it out. I'll start this off by saying that there was a big debate of whether these copper inlays are actually structural or they're decorative. When you pair it with epoxy, they are definitely structural. On to the project though, I used my beast of a Makita saw to cut right through that slab of white oak. Slight problem though, it was a little wavy. To solve that, I just attached the slab to a guide, ran it through my thickness planer so I got a flat edge on one end, and then flipped it over without the guide, and I was able to plane it back through and get parallel lines. For the copper pipe, I just ended up picking up half-inch copper pipe from my local Home Depot. They need to be a little shorter than the slab, that way you're going to sand down through to get a flush edge. To drill the holes, I use these 11/16 spade bits from Bosch. Also use my drill press, but you can very easily use a drill or impact driver. I then carefully hammered the brass pipe in just below the surface. For the tape up, I'm using foil tape for the first time. I actually like this a lot better than any of the textured tapes I've used before because I don't have to sand it out. You get a nice smooth surface. As for the epoxy, I'm using Total Boat 2-in-1. I'm also using a little bit of pigment to mix in there to get the color, but I'll link all this in the notes. Once the epoxy cleared overnight, I was able to tear most of this tape right away. And once again, it was the best decision to use this type of tape. And I was able to pop up any excess on here, and then it's time to start sanding. I sanded all the way down to the inset copper, so when we have our reveal, the epoxy and copper are flush. Slight problem here, there's a little bit of crack that's coming through on the edge here. So what I ended up doing is grabbing my plunge base router. I have a Bowtie Inlay kit that comes from Rockler. I'll link it also. It is very easy to use. You use double-sided tape, slap it down, run the router right over it, and then you do the same thing for the actual Bowtie inlays. I'm going to use rosewood that I have sitting around here. It takes a couple of minutes. I got this whole thing done, and then you can just slap them right in, glue them up, and let them dry. While we're watching these Bowtie inlays go in, make sure you hit the subscribe button and a thumbs up if you like this video. Also, head on over to LazyGuyDIY.com. I have a lot more videos and tutorials just like this and a ton of tool reviews, so check it out, guys. Back to it, I just started winging it here. I grab a jigsaw and just start cutting edges. I had no plan for shape, but I went for it, and I'm kind of happy how it turned out. To clean up my lack of a plan, I use my oscillating sander here. You can use any sort of sander of your own. Just make it pretty, make the edges smooth. For final looks, I take a round over bit and I run the router around both edges on both sides. Just gives a cleaner look, makes it a little easier to handle. And then sanded this sucker up to 400 grit because I'm ready for the top coat. For a final finish, I ended up using Total Boat countertop finish. It's a 1-to-1 ratio, and I mixed up way too much. You'll see how much I'm taking off here, but it is self-leveling, so it did clear up, and it does look great in the end. Not bad for a scrap piece of white oak. That's going to make a great gift here for somebody very soon. Now as you check this project out, make sure you hit the subscribe button right here. This will keep you up to date on all my new projects, tool reviews, and anything else that comes down the pipeline. And make sure you check out this video over here. It's a pretty cool one. I think you'll like it. Make sure you give it a watch and give it a thumbs up as well. Thanks guys. I'll see you back here for more.